Are we on? Are we on?
Yeah,
Oh, yo, what's
yeah.
good, man? MBS Central, MBS Universe. It's me, Keo. I got my co-host Danny Myers with me. What's good?
What's good, man? We back. Danny Myers, Keo, NBS Universe, NBS Uncensored. You know what I'm saying? We working, man. Infinite content. Y'all already know we got another special guest with us.
So, we so this weekend we have Blackout 8 this weekend. We're gonna be doing a lot of promo for that. We got somebody that's actually on the card. We actually have somebody that's gonna be main eventing on this card.
Right.
He got a long resume, legend himself, man. Yo, it's Illmac in the building. What's going on?
Hey, what's
There you
good?
go.
What's
The
what's a
legend.
good word?
The good word is you. Blackout 8 main event, like my man Keo just said. You versus Rum Nitty, a battle that the culture has been anticipating for years. And shout out to the whole organic. We had organic on here. What was that yesterday, Keo?
Yeah, yesterday.
Yeah, yeah. So we just want to shout him out for making this event happen and everything he's been doing for the culture and Pat Stay and his family. And now we have the man himself, the freaking man. There we go. What's
Come
up with you?
on,
What's up?
man. Just in that mode, man. Trying to lock it in, you know.
Yeah,
Just in
yeah,
that mode.
yeah. It's wartime,
Yo,
man.
yo, Ilmac, this is Keo, by the way. So you been battling for a very long time. I've been able to follow not the beginning of your career, but later on when you were a part of senior in Grind Time, King of the Dot, then you transitioned to different leagues. How you been able to adapt to as the years went by in battle rap and continue to be relevant and being the dominant battle rapper that you are?
Man, first of all, thank you. Uh Honestly, man, it's just being, I think I said this a lot, but I think it's just being a fan first, like loving this shit, being a fan and being competitive. So when you combine those things, when I say competitive, it's not from a outright being competitive with everyone else, even though there is that. I'm always trying to outdo and outbest my last performance. And because where the fanship comes in of this culture is just I always have one foot in. I haven't done a 3 round or a real battle. I battled Jin, salute to Jin on the
Hmm.
pad event, but that wasn't like that was last minute. It wasn't like something's on the line. My last full battle was A-Ward in 2019, but I'm on watch. I'm watching battles. We're writing cartoons, keeping the bars and keeping the sword sharp. So I think it's just a mixture of being such a fan of the culture, loving it, and my natural competitive mind, that keeps me evolving. That's the main goal. If you're not evolving, you're just treading water and waiting.
Yeah, yeah. For one, you're from Portland?
Yeah. I'm from Portland, Oregon, St. John specifically. The North. I've lived in LA for 8 years, something like that. Lived out here, so the
Why,
whole
why,
West Coast.
Yeah.
why you guys had to do Colorado like that, bro? That was not right.
What you mean?
No, in college, a huge college football game happened between Oregon and
Oh, the Dubs.
Colorado. Yeah,
Oh shit! Hey,
and
sports. You know what I mean? Hey, sports is a thing. You know what I mean?
no,
how,
no,
how was the hip hop scene in Portland? Like
Yo,
growing up?
honestly, I owe a lot of where I'm at to the early 2000s. Portland, the scene was flourishing. The underground scene, there was always battles, MC battles. There was a lot of those events, and I'm sure they were everywhere at the time, where it's like all four elements of hip hop. There's like a b-boy competition, DJ competition, MC battles, and like a graffiti expo. So there was a lot of different type of events and outlets where I was able to get out and keep my sword sharp. But the scene in general, that was me coming up, but like has always had some crazy spitters. Like I've said this in the past, but you give me 5 MCs or 10 whatever from Portland, and I'll put them against any city's top 5 in the world. Like there's some amazing underrated rappers out there, a lot of crazy slept on talent for real.
I see what's her name? Win going hard too.
Win is killing the game, man, and
Win
she's
going crazy.
Super nice, man. There's a lot of MCs. Every time somebody does an interview and names a few, there's always people mad. I'm just saying I have a bad memory, but like people I've talked to recently and who I'm also a fan of, like Win, this fool Milk, Mike Capes, which is I came up with him in the North. He's killing it. V Dwayne. Dante Thomas, of course, the OG Cool Nuts. Like, there's so much talent there that I would, like I said, I will put that talent against anywhere in the world, man.
Fire. That's one place that I need to battle. I haven't battled. I've kind of battled everywhere. I need to go out there, man. I've never been to Portland in my life.
Oh, you got to go. Hey, great food. If you go there, let me know. I'll give you the spots you gotta hit. It's a foodie city, you know what I mean? There's a ton of those spots. I haven't even battled out there in a decade plus, like it kind of the battle scene, like it was after kind of the freestyle era, was sort of on beat, like kind of weaning. Like I was throwing battles with Grind Time Northwest. And then when I stopped throwing battles, when kind of Grind Time, disbanded or whatever, there's been a couple events, but nothing that's like really kind of sparked the scene going. So man, it would be fire to get something going out in the Northwest again. There's a lot of talent out there.
Okay, so 2023 this year, man. You had that surprise battle with Jen. You got Rum Nitty coming up. You also have a battle in October, I think, overseas.
Yeah, in Australia.
Are you very, very cautious at the point of your career? Yeah. Are you very cautious at the point of your career right now, like who you want to battle?
Yes and no. Like, for one, salute to Vega. I'm battling him out in Australia in Melbourne on October 21st, if I'm not mistaken. And Thesaurus is also battling Greeley. So we're going out there, and then also I'm doing a string of shows. Like, I may or may not be. Where I'm in talks right now to jump on a couple shows for the Big Homies tour out there. That's a real big deal. I don't want to like speak too soon, but also I'm doing like a show in Melbourne, like a week after the battle. The following weekend, I'm doing Melbourne, Adelaide, Brisbane, and Sydney. I believe a show in each.
That's so cities. Dope. International Mac, man. That's your name now. International Mac.
Come on, man.
Yo,
but it just has to make sense. Like the opponents, like with Vega, he's respected out there. I respect him, but also it's about like I want to go out, get back out there. I haven't been to Australia in like 12 years or whatever it is, and I want to connect with that audience again. I have a big following out there, so I want to do some international dates just to go out there and shake some babies and kiss some hands. You know what I mean? And put some of this music out. And if that means I got to kill their local guy on the way, then so be it.
Oh, so be it. So be it. Stay out the way of the dangerous international Mac, man. Freestyling. How was the transition from being one of the top freestylers in the freestyle era? Then we transitioned to the written era, and then you're one of the top writers. Like, I mean, you're one of the definitions of complete MC. Because not only do you battle rap at a high level, but then when you do your music, when you do your freestyles, I mean, you just do everything high level. One thing I know about you is you're really big on quality. Like you do not short the fans, you do not short yourself when it comes to the product that you release to the world. Whether you're just off the top of your head, you're writing it down, you're producing movies, cartoons, you're producing music, whatever you do, it's always super respected by all your peers because they know what type of quality you bring. So how are you able to just be this great?
I think it comes back even to that first question of, you know, the fan and the fan in me, and also wanting to be better than my last outing. And that kind of goes for, you know, my last song, my last album, my last battle. I never look at myself as an MC like a finished product. Like I'm always almost to a fault sometimes. It's that inner artist where I'm always like, I could have been better on that last project. I didn't like the way I delivered on this song. So when I do something like that, I need to do this or whatever. And my journey into this world, it started with making songs and recording songs. Like I was doing that years before I even freestyled or battled. So I think, you know, just respecting the craft and being an MC makes things a little more timeless, because good rapping, that's never gonna go out because of style. You know what I mean? Like things change, and what popular style and battle rap and the different iterations, the things change, but there's certain rounds that'll always be relevant. There's certain freestyles we look at historically that'll always be relevant because it's just good rapping. So I always try to just keep that in mind. And I think that's what is the driving force behind, you know, evolving and across eras.
Absolutely.
So let's get to why we're here. Blackout 8, Illmac versus Rum Nitty. We've been waiting this for quite some time, man. So how did this come about? Did Organic approach you about it, or how did this happen?
There was a couple names on you know, that were thrown around, but also I think it's something that a lot of fans have been requesting on my Twitter and on my socials for a few years. And I also forgot, I haven't mentioned this, like he called me out somewhat recent, like I think like a Hip Hop Is Real interview or something after a battle interview from an event, you know, a few months ago. He was like, "What's up, line Illmac up? I'll battle him. I've been seeing that request." You know what I mean? And when I do the watches on live, that's how I heard about it, because you know, people in the comments, you know, on Ruin Days,
they were snitching.
Right? You seen it? I'm like, yeah, I seen it, man. I'm like, leave me alone. I'm over here. I'm out the way. I'm just trying to, you know, I don't bother nobody. I'm over here, you know, doing cartoons with goldfish and twerk and just trying to, you know, keep this shit moving. But when it came back up, I was itching to get back in the ring and wanting to put out music and all these things. I'm like, all right, let's get back outside. You know?
Yeah, go ahead, Keo.
So do you consider this a King of the Dot return battle for you?
Yeah, I think it's just a battle rap return. I mean, again, I battled Jin earlier this year, but that, you know, that there was different circumstances. It was like a charity event, and it was an amazing event, and honestly, probably my favorite event I've been a part of. Just the experience and the energy and all the conversations and stuff was I think well needed and healing and therapeutic. But there hasn't been a real battle where I'm like, okay, now I'm gonna go in. There ain't no losing this one, you know, since A Wars. So that's 2019. That's like 4 years. And I'm going into it like, yeah, this is me stepping back outside. This is my return to battle rap, King of the Dot, the craft in general.
Yo, Illmac. Most people, when they come for a return battle, they'll get a warm up battle. You just go straight to it, man.
This is my warm up battle, man. This is my warm up battle. My warm up battle for Vega. in Australia.
Oh
He's
wow!
silly as hell, man. Listen. We already that was dope. That was a matter of fact. He get a bar god for that. Bar god.
Oh,
Shout out to Illmac. Yo, this nigga said Rum Nitty to warm up, nigga. Stop playing with me. I'm the goat out here. Nah, but let's go. You and Nitty, man. It's just from a fan standpoint. This is like a mega matchup in terms of the pen. You know what I'm saying? Like we know he punching everybody. He's probably gonna have some of the craziest eel flips and Mac flips and things of that nature. How do you plan a combat? You don't got to give away, of course, your game plan, but I'm pretty sure there's a way you're gonna try to neutralize the punches. Because I don't know if you're gonna like try to punch with him and increase your punch rate, or you're just gonna let me show you there's levels to the writing, like how you did with Big K. We all remember your famous third round for Big K, like the Inception round or some shit like that, man. And you really show there's levels to this. So, what is the plan?
Without saying too much, the thing with that I think I have an advantage on a lot of opponents, but especially punchers, is you don't really know what I'm gonna do. I take risks. Sometimes I'll come out and have a terrible round that's where I'm running with one joke about a line you said, and that's like a concept. Sometimes I'm gonna be talking about the moon for 45 seconds for 48 bars and tie it to how it relates to you, or or I'm a punch, or I'm a scheme, or just get on some rap shit. Like you never quite know what I'm gonna do, and that's not really the case with Rum. Like you know what you're gonna get. Now I could say that, and the response to that is, yeah, but you're gonna have to sit there and take it. Like it don't matter. You know what Tyson's gonna do, and you might have is the Tyson thing. You might have a plan, but it all changes once you get punched in the face.
Once you get punched in the mouth, remember facts.
But there's also, it's like one of the famous strategies: don't fight an enemy on their grounds, on their territory. Bring the battle to you, make them come to you. So I think there's a lot of factors at play, and I don't know. Like, what do you think is the outcome? What's the outcome? For the landscape. There's a lot of conversations with Rum, Lux, and where he's at. But what if he comes out this weekend and gets 30? Like, where's the conversation then? You know what I mean? Like, these are things that he has to consider that I don't. If I come out and you punch at me and it's a debatable, or you beat me, it's like I'm over here. That's fine. Like I don't have my hat in the ring. Like I don't really have anything to lose. I'm solidified. You know what I mean? There's no taking away what I've done. And I'm not like really, pushing, trying to get names and matchups. So I don't really have anything to lose coming into it. And that's a dangerous opponent for somebody.
That's what I was about to say. Like that's the scariest part. Is like, Diddy's in front of somebody who don't have nothing to lose. Like so that's what he has to consider. I also can probably attribute. I hope battle fatigue with Rum Nitty doesn't come into play in this battle, because he did just battle. He battled
Jazz.
That was Jazz.
But that was like what, 3-4 weeks ago.
Ace Amin before that. Yeah, he took
this month off. That was his best move. He took this after Jazz. That was like what, 3 weeks ago. 3 weeks for Rum. That's like months.
That's an eternity. Yeah. So hopefully,
he didn't do that right. He took the time off. I don't think he's taking it light.
Well, and for the opposite, what about you coming back? Like Keo was saying, like this is not necessarily the warm-up game, because you haven't battled since the gym battle, and then your next full battle, what was your last 3-round battle?
Ward 2019.
Yeah, Ward.
2019, and here we are in damn near 2024. You know what I'm saying? The
pandemic kind of messed time up, I feel like, too. It was a weird, sort of wormhole that we dealt with in as far as battle rap and time. But look, I'm not afraid to come out and look dumb. I'm not afraid to come out and bang my head against the wall. My first look at my first 4 battles in the written era. My first 4 battles on Grind Time were at 2 events. I battled Madness and Disaster the same day at the same event,
Yikes.
and that was me coming
Yikes.
out for the first time in a written format. And then my very next showing was Grizzlemania with Conceited and Hollow at the same event. Now, did I learn shit from that?
Legend.
Yes, I did. But I'm not afraid to. I'm not gonna dip my toe in. I can just come in and jump in the water and get used to it.
Yo, hey Keo, this man is a legend, dog. Listen, shout out to Rack. Like, he is fearless. And it's another one. It's the reason why that the other writers, such as myself and Rum Nitty, like, we all revere what you do, and we say, hey, we want that challenge. You know what I'm saying? In some ways, you're a tougher fight than Loaded Lux. You know what I'm saying? To keep it real, there's attributes that you possess that he don't have. You know what I mean? And the cryptic writing that Lux does, you've already shown you can do that. Like, you can punch, you can freestyle, rebuttal. It's just so much that comes into battling Illmac that makes you a super dangerous opponent for anybody. And, but at the same time, the best in the world want to battle the other best in the world. And that's why we get these amazing matchups. And this is probably going to be one of those, like
One of them
mega main events that lives up to it. What do you think, Keo? Matter of fact, Keo, who do you got, Keo?
You could be real. You could be real.
Are we betting money? What are we doing?
You could be real.
I'm leaning towards Illmac in this battle, though.
Ain't nothing wrong with it,
because I think going into that King of the Dot platform, I think I just feel like Illmac's more comfortable in that setting, and Brum, he's gonna go. He's gonna try to punch his head off, but I think when the Illmac, he think he could do a little bit of everything, not just punching and good writing. I think with Illmac, he could beat you in different ways, because you don't know how Illmac's gonna beat you. So, but I don't think he's gonna 30 Rum Nitty though. Like
2-1 Illmac.
I think it's gonna be a 2-1, or it's gonna be a debatable.
A debatable.
I think that's the direction that I'm going. But as far as this battle goes, do you, with all the major events that's happening, I don't know if you have paid attention, like from the Summer Madness, the Chrome 23s, the riots. It's King of the Dot's turn. Major main event. You versus Rum Nitty. Do you feel any pressure on you at all, especially it being your return battle and King of the Dot being back?
Yeah, I think that all those external factors those are all real, but I always feel pressure, especially, you know how it is, Bar Guy, going into the last week. But I put more pressure on myself to be better than my last outing and to uphold a certain standard. I put more internal pressure on myself than any of those external factors could amount to. Like all that stuff is just noise, because people don't necessarily remember none of that shit. They're just gonna remember what you did in that moment and how you made them feel. And that's what I'm focused on. And I'm focused on let me be the best version of myself that we've ever seen to date. Then I'll know I've done my job. When I'm that, I don't think there's anyone that can beat me. When I go out, when my preparation is the best I can do, when I put every, and I go out and have my best performance and all the, like, I don't think there's anybody that can stand in front of that, but it's just about doing that. It's just about the execution. So that's the more the internal, voices and pressure that I have on myself, which outweigh all that external, is go out and meet that potential that you got.
That's crazy. Keo, people always ask me like, yo, Danny, who do you think can beat you? And I said, you know what? I've never felt like nobody can beat me. if I, I felt like, okay, only Danny Myers can beat Danny, right? I said
100%.
there's two names that I always questioned. One of them was Daylight, one of them was Illmac. I said, those are the only two men that I ever had to really think for a second, could I beat them? I was like, can I beat fucking Illmac, man? Like, I don't know about that one. Then I was like, nah. You the bar. You can beat everybody, man.
That's what it is. Is everything is a Rubik's. Every opponent is its own Rubik's cube. Is its own puzzle. Anyone can beat anyone. It's just. Did you find that right combination?
The right combination.
Match up against them and how that best suits you. Because that's the thing is even sometimes when my performance is right or this and that, it's like, oh, I chose this wrong thing. I didn't do that. Like I see every loss I've taken, everything I see. Okay, this was the miscalculation. I didn't do the right combination. Left, right, green matches this line on the Rubik's cube. I see that. But anyone can get anyone on any given day, and anyone can crack anyone's code. And some people, don't pay attention to that Rubik's cube as much, but that's something I always think about. And you and Daylight both in the same category for me. Like those that Rum, and then you and Daylight, Real Sick and Lux for me is like people I'm like along my trajectory, and before I step away or whatever, like I'd like to test my my skills against theirs, because I
heard that shit, Keo.
Man, what's up, man? When we gonna get Illmac in the bar, God, man?
Danny knows I've tried to make it happen a couple of different times on different events and stuff for big platform, big events too. But it's gonna happen. It's definitely gonna happen.
Danny versus Illmac definitely about to go down. Y'all stay tuned for, like my man Smack stay tuned for details and development, son. So yeah. Well, damn. So this is their mystery event. What about the other main event? Geechee Gotti versus Hollowhand. Like, how do you see that going down? Like, what in your mind?
I think it's gonna be I think it's actually gonna be really interesting. I like Hollowhand's right, like Hollowhand versus Disaster on the Pad event. It was a situation where I was there day one, but I was like chilling in the back, very back, like with a mask on. Nobody even really knew I was there, with listening to my gin rounds in my headphones because it was so last minute. I hadn't had them locked in, but I was hearing a lot of the shit he spit on and off, but not seeing the performance. And I'm like, this is crazy, right? What? And, with that performance, of course, it wasn't the cleanest performance from Hollowhand. I think there was issues with his remembering lines and all this, but that was a last minute thing. And his writing was crazy on paper. This time it's not last minute. And I think that he's going to come fully prepared. And if he writes almost how I think it's going to be a style clash that'll actually be interesting, because they'll both be talking their shit, from like even grimy shit, but from their own perspectives,
Right.
How, like Geechee, obviously, from the streets perspective on top of his real talk rounds, and Hollowhand's got that Viking white trash, like grimy shit.
That man a Viking
and still be like, that's damn. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I think it'll actually make for a really interesting fight, and I think they're gonna be really talking some shit. I think they're gonna be up there lyrically trauma bonding. You know what I'm saying?
Trauma bond. They both been through some shit, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's an interesting battle. Keo, who you got winning that one?
I'm going with the home team, man. I like Hollowhand in this battle.
What about you, Danny?
What?
I said Hollowhand. I like Hollowhand. I like the how.
That's because you going with the home game. Yeah.
Look,
Well,
I'm EFB. You can't ask me that shit, man. I'm EFB, man. Come
look,
on.
Geechee, like really, it's a situation where Hollow Hand has something to prove, you know, and Geechee is just so like he's so active and just in his momentum that you have to step in front of that. You like they're not meeting some, even though there's like the home turf, like it's like Geechee is a train on his tracks. You know what I'm saying? It's so like so
Right.
like you're not like meeting in some open field, like you're stepping in front of something that already has momentum. So you have to stop that. The onus, the pressure is kind of on Hollahan to come out and show he could stop the train in its tracks. So that'll be an interesting dynamic to see how he solves that equation. Because I know Geechee's comfortable. He's going into it comfortable. It's good, and it's his first time in Toronto. So Hollowhand might have home field advantage, but you can't tell me that Toronto crowd ain't gonna blow up first time seeing superstar 3-time champion of the year Geechee Gotti step on the stage for the first time ever. I mean, it might turn to an away game during the intros. Like you never know. So I think the pressure is on Hollowhand, but I'm looking forward to seeing how he meets it.
We got Geechee Gotti versus all them drugs.
Speaking of champion of the year with your battle has a couple things on the line also because you're battling Rum Nitty, and there's a possible chance you could stop his champion of the year run because he's up for it again. And also,
Kate might have to shoot me a small percentage off it when he wins champion of the year, just top and rum, you know. What I mean?
and also, if you beat him, like convincingly, it might have ruined his chances of possibly getting a Lux battle also.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. We've seen this narrative play out before with with JC as well. I mean, he battled T Top right after that, and that was the nail. But like that hype died a lot, died down on that RBE stage when I battled JC. And so, this could be history repeating itself, that we're gonna see Saturday. It's like I said, man. Feeling like Lux's bodyguard over here, man. Like
higher. All right, Illmac. That's interesting. Oh, okay. Well, on the other side of the coin, do you feel like because I'm not saying Geechee, because Rum Nitty already knows that these things are on the line, like Keo mentioned, the champion of the year repeat and the momentum for the Lux battle could be halted. Do you feel like that's gonna drive him and motivate him to really go crazy and just be the best he can be as well? Like, is that a factor in your mind?
That's what I'm planning for. That's the rum that I'm planning for. So I hope that that's how he's going into it, whether that's the case, we won't know until Saturday. Is he considering that? Is he let me get as many bags as I can, and the momentum of doing all these battles will just make it to where, because this is one thing I see people do. They'll be like, yeah, but look at my resume this year, and they'll just list the names, and on a piece of paper or a flyer graphic, you can look and be like, damn, that's crazy. He battled Ace, Jazz, Illmac, he battled da-da-da, and all the names, and they'll be like, that's crazy. Well, look at what K or Easy battled. Look at them and start comparing lists to the names. But when you're talking resume, like if you were handing a resume in to an employer, them jobs you got fired at for misconduct or whatever don't look good on your resume. If you put Illmac's name on your resume at the end of the year, it's gonna have an asterisk next. If it has an asterisk next to it that you got your ass kicked, you can't claim that like it's a good thing on your resume. So I hope he's considering that.
Yeah. Damn, this a lot.
Oh,
Hey, Keo, this is a lot of spicy talk. Like Illmac, it
and
seems
now
to
I'm
be.
now I'm
The
excited
bar
about this
God's bringing
battle.
it out, man. It's the competitive. I said it's like the battle rap energy, man. I don't even,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
play.
like I
I'm
like
out the
that.
way.
Like
I hop in.
Illmac
I'm
is.
quiet. I do my numbers and I leave. But it's the bar God energy.
It's I show up, kick ass. I go back home. I don't bother nobody. Leave
Yeah.
me the fuck alone because this is what's gonna
Uh,
happen to y'all
Il,
every
Il,
time y'all make
Il,
me come outside.
Ilmac,
Exactly.
Ilmac. Before we get out of here, do you have any last words for Rum Nitty?
Nah, man. Go listen to Back Outside freestyle out everywhere. I throw a shot at him on there. You know what I
All
mean?
right,
Go bump it
all
on
right.
all platforms. I'm back outside.
Okay. Anything you want to promote as far as like anything that's coming up as far as merch, tours, music, the cartoons,
Yeah, just tap
anything?
in. Tap in. I'm obviously on all socials, Illmac TV. But also, if you fuck with cartoons, Cat versus Dog, Ketchup versus Mustard, just go follow at Rap Off Battles. We got more cartoons in the pipeline. We got two in the chamber that are actually fully animated, and we're trying to make more content, especially after this little you know this battle in Toronto, and then when I get back from Australia. So just follow and tap in with Rap Off Battles, man. That's like something I'm putting a lot of time and energy into trying
That's
to make
right.
sure we can have battlers in the animation platform and in that way too, and in that lane.
That's fire, man. I definitely got to make my debut on the. I did the fish thing. Now it's
Mm-hmm.
time for me to get on a wrap off as a. I'll be a fucking screwdriver if I gotta be. I don't care what I am. Like
I
shit.
was like, yo, coffee versus tea could be crazy, and have Danny as coffee and like shuffle tea versus tea. I'm like that. Just with your energy, I could see like a erratic like coffee, like hey yo, like all crazy. I think that would be fire.
Set it up, then. Set it up. Tell Shuffle T what the fuck is the word. I'll smoke them. But yeah, man, thank you for your time, man. I know it's time for you to get back in the chamber. Keep locking in. Keep locking in. You
Oh
know what I'm
yeah, one
saying?
more thing on the cartoon. Be on the lookout. We're actually we're working on something right now that with a large sport. I'm not gonna spoil it, but with a large sports media platform, that'll
Oh,
be coming out around the NBA beginning of the NBA season that I'm super hyped on. So watch for that. Follow at Wrap Off Battles for sure.
oh, that's fire. We might see
Um,
something at the NBA halftime show. We might see a rap battle as a animated Dame Lillard versus like Steph Curry or some shit. I don't know what they got planned. Salute to
never
that.
know.
That's man. Get to them bags, man. Get to them bags. I ain't mad at you. I'm Danny Myers, the bar guy. That's the legend, Illmac.
Yeah,
I mean,
appreciate you having me for real.
I hate Keo up there. Sign us out, and we out.
All right, man. Shout out to Ilmac once again. Best of luck to your battle this week in that King of the Dot Blackout 8. With that being said, this is MBS Universe, and we'll see you guys next time.